What's the most fun you can have with blocks? Your imagination and lots of free time. There are a lot of impressive mega builds on Minecraft, way more than you would expect from a game that is so far away from visual quality like recent video game titles. Lots of inspiring creations emerge out of nowhere every day. Aficionado designed a series of models that will blow your minds. We have 10 new epic creations to show you. Number 10. Monumental Desert Temple. There's something mystical about the combination of a desert, an oasis, and a towering pyramid. Can you make it even more enigmatic? Apparently, yes you can, as it's shown by Jurassic unbelievable desert temple build. What started as a bare landscape became a monumental display of boundless imagination. A huge crater in the center became lush greenery with water flowing from all sides. A stone pillar was formed in the midst of it all, which is the midpoint of a passageway towards a majestic pyramid at the far end of the crater. And no, it's not an ordinary pyramid. It has a hovering structure at the top, and the arch entry point does not pale in comparison either, as intricate designs were carved on top of them. As if that's not enough, 5 floating islands were created surrounding the area and were tied down to the ground by huge black chains. Each of them was connected to the hovering pyramid by beams of light, adding further fancy fields to the project. Maybe next time we'll see Lara Croft or Indiana Jones in it. Check out Jurassic's video for an even more in-depth view of the whole project. Number 9. Mansion of Versailles. This humongous mansion was a collaborative effort of 4 builders, namely Rex Rox1, Lady_Senata, Dennis9932, and the Shadow DM. Just how big is it, you ask? It has an 80-block height, 368 block width, and 412 block lengths. Structure-wise, it has 34 bedrooms, 55 bathrooms, 11 kitchens, 293 rooms, and at least 10 pools. If you play hide and seek care, you probably be looking for each other for a week. Numbers aside, the masterpiece is really expansive, so much so that there's a lag time when navigating the area, especially when hovering over the yard. There are even signposts with suggestions on how to tour this colossal creation. Since you can easily get lost, despite being a large project, they didn't compromise the design. Picking up on even the most intricate detail, there are perfectly constructed fences, majestic chandeliers, attention-grabbing landscapes, and even hidden rooms, just to name a few. There's just too much to behold that you'll have to see it to believe it. Talk about dedication. Number 8. City on the Sea, Altissia. Final Fantasy XV was arguably one of the most anticipated games of 2016, and so it was only a matter of time until someone built an impressive monument from the said title on Minecraft. As expected, a group named Team Ethospix worked on recreating the illustrious city of Altissia. Looking at the finished city, you can see that this task was done with extreme attention to detail. For example, the entry point of incoming sea vessels shines at night time. Also, each of the lined-up pillars that created a semicircular facade were made with intricate detail that's inspire awe and amazement. 4 towering statues were even created outside the city, closely replicating the original ones from the game to finish the masterpiece. An immense cathedral-like construction was built in the city in the center of it. If there is one striking thing that they could add if they decide to, then perhaps Leviathan looming over the city will be a great pick. Nonetheless, it doesn't take away from the regal aura of the completed project. Number 7. Minecraft Theme Parks. When was the last time you went to an amusement park? Well, you won't have to spend a pretty penny traveling to Disneyland to do just that. A contest was held on Planet Minecraft to see who could build the best theme parks, and the top 3 contenders have concepts to blow your mind. In 3rd place, Jim Jab Way built his version on a solitary island filled with colorful attractions. This masterpiece had a grand Ferris wheel, kid-friendly carousels, and a roller coaster with lots of loops. Meanwhile, if you are a huge fan of social media-inspired masterpieces, Builders Necroses and Mystic Builds created the perfect representation. Several attractions were named after famous apps, and a so-called emoji fool has even been constructed. The impressive part is that it's had a roadway that separates it from the mainland, making it a truly sweet escape. But if you are a fan of partying and having a good time Shapescape, Playlist Park is going to hit the spot. Each of the attractions is related to music like the record, the metronome, and the bass drop. The futuristic and party vibe was enough to crown this one the winner. Number 6. Insane Roller Coaster. Why pay for a roller coaster ride when you can just sit at home and fuel the rush for free? Captain Sparkle's Minecraft version gives that feeling and so much more, making you clinging to dear life with every twist, turn, and sudden dives. While there are a lot of roller coaster builders out there, this is particularly different as it defies the laws of physics and breaks every safety measure there is. Forget steep 90-degree drops because this ride goes even further than that. I can't count how many times the ride dashed through on its side, made nauseating loops, got suspended upside down for God knows how long, and combined every unbelievable trick that real-life roller coasters wouldn't dare do. Midway through the ride, there are two things that will probably happen to you. Either you'll get motion sickness for watching too long, or you'll forget which way is up or down, or even both. Now, imagine if this game had VR capabilities, and you had to finish the whole ride. That would be sick. Number 5. Jurassic World. Steven Spielberg teased our imaginations when he created Jurassic Park in 1993, but the franchise had some failures in its second and third films. Fortunately, it made a successful comeback with its latest installment, Jurassic World, and it's only fitting that it gets immortalized in Minecraft. Thanks to the creativity of builder Simon Masrani, Masrani certainly did the film justice with his creation. He built almost everything there is to see from the movie. The containment facility for the genetically modified Indominus Rex. Check. The Velociraptor's controlled environment. Another check. The observatory dome teeming with pterodactyls. Yep, there's that too. And so much more. The whole area is so massive that there is a lag time hovering from one place to another. If you think that's impressive, then you'll be amazed even more by the fact that the dinosaurs can actually move. That's right. The flying reptiles, the raptors, the long-necked creatures, everything. Someone obviously put their whole heart and soul into the project. If I had a redstone torch, I wonder if the famous T-Rex would also run after me. Number 4. Atari 2600 Emulator. Do you miss playing some classic 80s games? Well, Seth Bling apparently does and has painstakingly recreated Donkey Kong, Space Invaders, and Pac-Man via an Atari 2600 emulator on Minecraft. What's even more impressive is that no plugins or mods were used for this project, only sheer ingenuity. In order for the emulator to work, it runs off about 2,000 command blocks, which are using actual ROMs. Scanning electron beams on the game screen draws pixels until the desired image is created. Seth Bling also replicated the binary system by using dirt blocks to represent zeros and stone blocks to represent ones. If that isn't the work of genius, then I'm not sure what is. While it does sound exciting, it doesn't let you play the emulated games for a couple of reasons. First, no controller was programmed, and second, the emulator runs at 60 frames for wait. What? Every 4 hours. Be that as it may, this build still deserves a spot in this video due to its utter cleverness. Number 3. Lost City of Atlantis. Atlantis has always been the subject of myth and law, and yet again, master builder Jurassic had the vision of bringing this lost city into reality. Well, at least in Minecraft, that is. While it may sound easy, actually creating it is a lot harder than it looks. The concept that Atlantis sits in the bottom of the ocean is a big problem, as there is minimal to zero visibility underwater, and most blocks are not compatible with a stroke of genius. He decided to create his own ocean. He achieved the ultimate illusion by crafting a blue stained glass ceiling that mimics the ocean surface and white stained glass to look like bubbles. He then made coral formations to further exude the underwater field. The next step was to create houses, bridges, towers, statues, and a massive wall. The challenging but fun part was when he started building the main fortress made of over 5 million blocks. Can it get even more complicated? Yes. At the center of the structure, he erected a titan-like figure holding up a globe, and he did all this in just 2 weeks. Someone gives this man a trophy. Number 2. 3D Pokémon Mega Builds. Pokémon is arguably one of the most successful video game franchises of all time. As popular as it is, father and son team, Inostupid, has created numerous giant 3D incarnations, and they are nothing short of jaw-dropping. Every detail and color are meticulously perfected to represent these subjects of childhood daydreams. For example, the ferocious Gyarados towers above the terrain, making the canopy of trees look like tiny swarms of ants. Just like in the anime, The water serpent sits on the ocean bearing its spiky fins, long cerulean body, and its signature cavernous maws. Looking for legendaries, they were also able to build the weather trio, namely Groudon, the land's personification, the ruler of the seas, Kyogre, and the sky-high Pokémon Rayquaza, who resides in the ozone layer. Even mythical Pokémon can't escape from the duo's creativity. The god Pokémon himself, Arceus, stands tall and majestic, looming over the landscape. The long mane, green eyes and red pupils, and golden cross-like wheel around its body are designed carefully. Luckily for us, we don't need to stock 99 Ultra Balls to catch them. Number 1. Star Wars in Minecraft. When you hear the phrase "a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away," what pops into your head? Surely, no other than Star Wars. It's become such a pop culture phenomenon that seeing lots of Minecraft homages to the movie is no surprise. While many are outstanding, it looks like the Force is strongest in the father and son duo. I know, stupid again. Just look at their R2-D2 creation, and you'll immediately be astonished by the resemblance. The bipedal build, dome-like head and color scheme were done perfectly, replicating everything that fans know and love. If there is anything different, is that it's no longer a diminutive droid, but a structure taller than a mountain. Luke and Leia would be shocked. But if we are talking about size, then wait until you see the iconic Millennium Falcon they built. It's so massive that it covers portions of the sea and land. The front-facing, mandibles, size-mounted cockpit, and quad laser cannons will instantly make you recognize this beauty. Different shades of gray were also used to stay true to the Falcon's appearance. Anyone else really wants to see it go into hyperdrive. So that's it. I certainly hope this inspired you to keep building and challenging yourself in the game's limitless possibilities. Which among them impressed you the most? Did your favorite builds make it to the list? Or better yet, do you have a masterpiece that you wish to share with us? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon. Stay updated. Thanks for watching.